What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. As you brothers know, or may not have known, Tracy Ellis Ross went viral. And it's not for the reasons that you think. She's not talking about dating men. She's not talking about toxic men and young women or anything like that. But there's a greater point to be had here. And basically, she's, I think, somewhere in Paris right now. And she's talking to the world about how she washes and dries her panties and bras after revealing she only packs 2 balls in pair of panties when she travels. Now, for some men, this is not Clapathon Technical University sanitation. This is dustiness and dirt, all right? And I even seen a brother post this particular sink after she might get done, okay, washing. But she posted this video. I want you guys to watch it, and we're gonna come back.
Hello. So I've been away for quite a while. I don't know, it's been like 2 weeks. And I have a couple of delicates that, you know, how much underwear can you bring on a trip? You know what I mean? So it's a hand washing day in Paris. Hand washing in Paris. And I'm gonna show you some of my hacks. So I did shower gel in the sink, and I alternate sinks because there's 2 sinks. So I do, first sink, I fill it like a washing machine, and I get in there, then I fill up the other sink with cold water, and one by one, I use a bar of soap, and I wash each pair of underwear and each bra, old school style. Then I put it in the cold water sink, and I let it rinse, and I let it sit for a bit. I let it sit for a bit on this one too, before I do each pair. And then I take it out of the rinse into this sink, also filled with cold water, and I rinse it under the cold water while it's filling up. Then I let that soak for a bit. And then I do what I'm doing now, which is wring them out, and then comes next. Stand by.
Now, I didn't want to post the whole thing because I thought that most men would be bored with it, and I'm pretty sure that you would be bored with it. That's the likelihood. But I understood that men and women would look at this differently. So I went on the TikTok on the original video that I actually found afterwards, and I found certain comments. Kiara says, "This is why the people love you." Shout out to you and your blonde weave, baby. Number 2, the way she's explaining something so normal in my household. Mercy Rita, she's very excited. I love it. You're still hand washing. Yes. Shows you're still with us regular folk to my girl. This is Sherry McIntosh 335. So women were very excited, if you will, about this. Now, again, this is me understanding that women relate very well to each other. They have different interests that men don't. But I was curious as to what the men thought of this. And the most respectful comments that I could find without them being too rude were these ones. The first guy says, "No one wants to know this." This is Molly, okay? Number 2, it makes sense why older women be single when they're single. They be weird and clearly lacking social behaviors that fit the majority or average, okay? Number 3, yes, please, Madam Ross, please talk down to us about cleaning under our underpants. That's what I need. I need a zillionaire to tell me about cleaning my undergarments and letting me know how the rich can teach us lowly scum to wash my britches. Insert eye roll here. So while these are 3 different comments coming from men, it signified to me one thing, that while women are very involved in what they like, it is clear that Tracy Ellis Ross has never took a keen understanding to what men like. And obviously, from what this video shows, she doesn't care. She can teach you how to wash drawers in Paris or on the road and make that a certain level of importance for her audience, but doesn't find any value in what she could do to be valuable to a mate of her choice. And this is interesting because Tracy Ellis Ross, I would not consider her to be like somebody like Dr. Umar Johnson, who would box himself into only the black or the black diaspora or being pro-black. I think Tracy Ellis Ross has lived a very interesting life. If I'm not mistaken, I know her mother is Diana Ross, and I believe that they were married for a certain time. She went to Brown University, which is a Ivy League, so there is almost certainly the availability for her to, want to date somebody else that's not black. So when we're talking about toxicity, she can't be just talking about black men because her world is just not black. My world is black. My world is very black. So I grew up in a very black-centered world, even though I come from Sacramento, which is one of the most racially diverse cities in the country. At least at one point it was. But I grew up in Del Paso Heights. I grew up in a black environment. I went to a black church. We grew up in an extreme black community in the 80s and 90s. So Tracy Ellis Ross is different from me in that regard, and many of you. And still, there's no value to a man. Because what the man we're talking about is we don't care about this. And when I understand the problem that women have as I start to get older, is that many women, as they get older, just stop caring about what men want less and less. And they care about only what they want. So what happens in any sense of the business world, personal relationships, when you're a person that doesn't care about what somebody wants, then the result that you get is they don't care about what you want, okay? And you see this all the time in business. Everybody wants money, they want a deal, they want opportunities, but they don't want to put in any effort to get that, and they cry about what they want. And then once they can't get it, then there's an excuse. It's somebody's fault. And this is what you see Tracy Ellis Ross. When she can't get what she wants, it's toxicity with older men, they're controlling. But I mean, this is a good indication that you care about things that nobody cares about. This is not to say that you can't indulge in washing your own underwear. I mean, that's great. But the fact that you feel like this is important to share with your audience is something that I would not share with my audience. If I washed my drawers by hand, which many people in the African world do, okay? They do. But guess what? Nobody cares about that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It's not important to care about. Like, don't you understand that it doesn't matter? And then what do you do when you find out that it just doesn't matter? Like as men, we have to be, you can hear men all the time talk about, I don't care about these 304s. I don't care about them. You can say that all you want, all right? But a man that really wants to be with a woman that's good looking, that wants to be with a woman that's doing something, let me tell you, that man is going to be very concerned about what women that look like that and act like that want. I go to an affluent place here in Kampala. I'm there at least twice a week, okay? And if anybody who's been here and you've been out with me, you know what I'm talking about. This place is interesting indeed. Every Friday night, if you go there, you don't have to, I'm not trying to put them on blast, but if you're single and you're looking for a clap session, just show up there. Okay? Why? Because all of the booty clappers, it's Friday and Saturday. It's not even the club. You go there, the fluent men guys are there, right? And so what happens is, for affluent people that go there, you're going to see clappers, and they are going to be there. You want to know why they're there? They want to be around where the rich guys are at, period. They want to be where the successful dudes are at. So they put themselves in that situation. It's just what it is, okay? They want to be there. If they want a guy that can take care of them, they're going to put themselves in that situation. They will be there every Saturday. And I'm talking about extreme booty clapping conditions. Extreme. These are some of the cheeks you have never seen before, right? Because they want their love life to go someplace. And Tracy Ellis Ross and women like her, they just have never wanted to go anywhere. And it's gone nowhere. And now we can kind of see why, because your focus is on the wrong stuff and you've completely given up. And there you go. It's the same thing with a guy who wants to have a good looking woman. He's gonna be on the stuff. He gonna basically take care of his business. He's gonna have some opportunities coming in. He's gonna always put himself in a position to be winning, to access the things he wants. That's gonna be the attitude. These women out here, like Tracy Ellis Ross, their attitude is, I'm gonna do what the hell I feel like doing, and then I'm gonna get what I want. You're a damn lie. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, L. Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Producer for all that you do. subscribe to the bell. We're out.